They say Mexican history begins with the Aztecs, with Indios, a name born of a conqueror's mistake. But who was here before the Aztecs? Before the Maya? Who laid the first stones of civilization? The truth is older, more profound. This land, once called Anahuac, was home to a people erased from memory. These original people were black, autochthonous, born of the earth, the first cultivators of civilization here. To accept this is to begin decolonizing our minds, to reclaim what was stolen. This is not revision, but restoration, a journey that upends the comfortable lies of colonial history. The evidence is overwhelming, in stone, in culture, in the very DNA of the land. The first voice of this land was an African voice. To unlearn the lie is an act of rebellion and reclamation. Today, we pull back the curtain and let the light of truth shine for our ancestors and our children. Long before the Aztecs, the Olmecs flourished in south-central Mexico, the true mother culture of Mesoamerica. Their colossal stone heads are undeniable portraits, bold, powerful, and unmistakably African. The Olmecs were master architects, astronomers, and artists, building cities like La Venta and San Lorenzo as cosmic maps. They developed calendars, water systems, and spiritual systems that shaped all later civilizations. The Maya, Zapotec, Toltec, and Aztecs inherited Olmec gods, rituals, and knowledge. The feathered serpent and the sacred ball game, central to later cultures, began with the Olmecs. Yet their African identity has been systematically denied. Scholars twist themselves to explain away the obvious, but the stones do not lie. The Olmec faces are a silent, powerful declaration of the black presence at the dawn of American history. To ignore or misrepresent them is to misunderstand everything that followed. The ancestors are waiting for us to remember. The Spanish arrival was not a meeting of worlds. It was a cataclysm. They came to destroy, not to build, burning codices, tearing down temples, and erasing memory. The conquest was a war against history itself, replacing Anahuac with New Spain and later, Mexico. By centering the Aztecs, the Spanish framed their conquest as liberation, masking their own brutality. This flattened the land's deep history, erasing ancient civilizations, especially the Olmecs. The renaming was an act of whitewashing, and the casta system divided and controlled the people. Afro-Mexicans, present before and after the Spanish, were pushed to the margins, their history denied. The new national story celebrated Spanish heritage and a romanticized, subjugated Indio past. The original black roots were buried deep beneath this colonial construction. But the truth endures, waiting to be reclaimed. The Spanish didn't just conquer. They divided, perfecting the art of turning brother against brother. The casta system ranked people by skin color, sowing distrust and teaching people to aspire to whiteness. Afro-Mexicans and indigenous groups were pitted against each other, their shared history erased. Independence didn't end these divisions. The myth of mestizaje only deepened erasure. Afro-Mexicans were told they weren't truly Mexican, their history omitted, their communities neglected. The scars remain. Anti-black racism, social hierarchies, and economic marginalization persist. These are the ghosts of colonial strategy, designed to keep us fragmented and powerless. When we internalize these divisions, we do the colonizers' work for them. Liberation requires unity, recognizing that the lines between us were imposed, not chosen. Reclaiming our shared African and indigenous roots is the first step toward true solidarity. The lies have been powerful, the erasure brutal, but the truth is more resilient. The black roots of Anahuac are foundational, embedded in the soil and carved in ancient stone. The Olmec heads stand as silent witnesses, testifying to African genius at the dawn of this hemisphere. This history is not dead. It vibrates in music, food, and spirit, nourishing resistance for centuries. To remember is to reclaim power. To know our story begins not with conquest, but with creators and kings. Remembering is a political act, restoring dignity and unlocking a future where we are centered, not marginalized. This is more than history. It is prophecy. The Olmec stones tell us not just where we came from, but who we are destined to become. Remembering our black origins plants a seed for a new world, where colonial lies lose their power. The ancestors are speaking, the long night is ending, and a new dawn rooted in ancient truth is at hand. The unbreakable root is stirring. Will you listen?